bear? Yeah, he's... Ow. Gotta beware of these skeletons. Liable to bite ya. It would seem. No, nothing. Alright. Down we go.
This looks like the way out.
I can smell fresh air. Praise the 9.
Wait.
Oh, hide. Hide, hide. 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 We are not tangling with the dragon.
Looks like he's gone for good this time.
Good.
But I don't think we should stick around to see if he comes back.
I would agree.
The closest town from here is Riverwood.
Cool.
My uncle's the blacksmith there. I'm sure he'd help you out.
Appreciate
It's
that.
probably best if we split up.
Oh.
Good luck.
No,
I
no,
wouldn't
no,
have
no,
made it without
Hadvar.
your help today.
You aren't getting rid of me that easily. Alright, yeah. You're gonna be taking me with. You ain't getting rid of me that easily, Hadvar.
Listen, you should go to Solitude and join up with the Imperial Legion. We could really use someone like you. And if the rebels have themselves a dragon, General Tullius is the only one who can stop them.
What? You think that the rebels have a dragon? And that this General Tullius is going to have some manner of fighting a dragon? It took
See
you...
that ruin up there? Bleak Falls Barrow.
Yes.
When I was a boy, that place always used to give me nightmares.
Okay.
Draugr creeping down the mountain to climb through my window at night. That kind of thing. I admit, I still don't much like the look of it.
Okay. Not sure what any of that meant. Draugr. Presumably undead, maybe? I don't know.
These are the Guardian Stones.
You're in a
3
tree.
of the 13 ancient standing stones that dot Skyrim's landscape.
Okay.
Go ahead, see for yourself.
What? Just go touch one? Okay. Oh, mystical. And ancient, right? Standing stones. Bequeath upon me your blessings. What do we got? Mage. No, not really magic. Thief stone. Maybe. You know, Hadvar, I do find myself to be a bit of a warrior type myself.
Warrior. Good. I knew you shouldn't have been on that cult the minute I laid eyes on you.
Yeah, cool. Why is it glowing? Should I be worried? Did I just curse myself? Maybe? Okay. Bear with me one quick moment. I think I might have forgotten something. Ah, yes. Here it is. I found it. Oh. Hadvar, I don't appreciate you abandoning me. So please come back. I am, oh. Wolves. Wonderful. yes, that was definitely me that landed that final blow. Maybe. Ah, yes. There's my arrow. That did the foul creature in. Yes, we can continue on our way.
I'm glad you decided to come with me. We're almost to Riverwood.
Yes. You did try to abandon me. I really did not appreciate that. I also feel I don't need a bow out and about. I feel like you are sufficient enough to protect. Oh.
Things look quiet enough here. Come on, there's my uncle.
Your uncle the chicken? It's a very bizarre uncle, but whatever you...
Uncle Alvar, hello.
What are you doing?
Oh, you're the
Are you on
smith.
leave from shores, boats? What happened to you, boy? Are you in some
Uncle,
kind
please,
of
keep your voice down. I'm fine, but we should go inside to talk.
What's going on? And who's this?
He's a friend. Saved my life, in
Yes.
fact. Come on, I'll explain
Actually,
everything, but we need to go inside.
more saved mine.
Okay, come inside then. Sigrid will get you something to eat, and you can tell me all about
I like the sound of that. I only really
A dragon! I saw a dragon!
took down a bear
Is it now, Mother?
that may or may not have been sleeping.
Big as the mountain and black as night.
Beyond that, most of the work getting here was Hadvar.
If you keep on like this, I'm gonna tell you. And I've got better things to do than this.
Rustic.
Sigrid, we have company.
Quite homey. Oh, you got in here fast. Alvor. Oh, hello, small child.
Hadvar, we've been so worried about you.
Should probably not
Come,
take
you two must
from
be
my
hungry.
benefactors.
Sit down and I'll get you something to eat.
Okay.
Now then, boy, what's the big mystery? What are you doing here looking like you lost an argument with a cave bear?
I don't know where to stop. You know I was assigned to General Tullius' guard. We were stopped in Helgen when we were attacked
Yes,
by a
pardon.
dragon.
Oh, yes, dragon.
A
Dragon.
That's ridiculous.
Yes, big winged
You
creature.
aren't drunk, are you, boy?
Wish.
Husband,
We
let
wish
him
we
tell
were.
the story.
Not much more to tell. This dragon flew over and just wrecked the whole place. Mass confusion. I don't know if anyone else got out alive. I doubt I'd made it out myself if not for my friend here.
He
I
would
need
have
to
done
get
fine.
back to Solitude and let them know what's happened. I thought you could help us out. Food, supplies, a place to stay.
Of course. Any friend of Hadvar's is a friend of mine.
Ah, you're too kind.
Glad to help however I can. Like I said,
Hello.
I'm glad to help in any way I can.
Thank you.
But I need your help. We need your help.
Okay. Well, I guess you seem to be giving me a bunch of stuff. Not my style. I will take that. I'm partial to apple pie. And really any food. Not so much on cheese. Yes. Why not? Good enough for me.
The Jarl needs to know if there's a dragon on the loose.
Ah,
Riverwood is defenseless. We need to get word to
Not
Jarl
incorrect.
Balgruuf in Whiterun to send whatever soldiers he can. If you'll do that for me, I'll be in your debt.
I do like favors owed to me, rather than me owing favors to you or others. We've kind of covered our basis on supplies. And what is this Whiterun? Where might I find that?
Cross the river and then head north. You'll see it just past the falls. When you get to Whiterun, just keep going up. when you get to the top of the hill, you're at Dragon's Reach, the Jarl's palace.
Very well. And what? Oh, Jarl. Some sort of regional leader. I assume that King Killer was a Jarl, wasn't he? Yes. Are all Jarls that way?
Jarl Balgruuf, he rules Whiterun Hold. A good man, perhaps a bit overcautious, but these are
Not a bad
dangerous
thing.
times. So far, he's managed to stay out of the war. I'm afraid it can't last, though.
War? I assume you mean the rebels. Which side, if any, does he favor? I myself am undecided.
I don't think he likes either Ulfric or Elisif.
I like him already.
Who can blame him? But I've no doubt he'll prove loyal to the Empire in the end. He's no traitor.
I take it you are supporters of the Empire, based on your nephew's inclusion into their ranks.
Of course. Skyrim has always been part of the Empire. That doesn't mean I support everything the Empire's been doing lately.
Reasonable.
But Nords have never been fair-weather friends.
I feel like you mentioned an Elisif. Is that right? Who is she?
Ah,
They?
I forget you're new to Skyrim.
Yes.
Jarl Elisif, I should say.
Very.
Although only because she was married to Jarl Torig when he was murdered. Ulfric murdered Torig, you know. Walked right into his palace in Solitude and killed him.
I thought...
Shouted him to death, if you believe the story.
Shouted?
That's what started this whole war. The Empire
Did he have a
couldn't
weak
ignore
heart?
that. Once the Jarls start killing each other, we're back to the bad old days.
Mm-hmm. How does one shout one to death? I'm very confused. Additionally, I've lost my train of thought on what question I had. Riverwood. I don't want to be presumptuous. Based on the proximity to a river and forest, I assume that is lumber is your predominant trade. Or would I be incorrect in that assumption?
Gerder's family first settled here as woodcutters a few generations ago. She and Hod run the mill. I make a decent living sharpening axes and fixing the sawmill.
Ah, your local handyman. Being that we've kind of covered bases on the Imperial Empire versus these rebels, what are your more precise thoughts on the war itself?
People are rightly stirred up about the damn Thalmor being allowed to roam around arresting people, just for worshipping Talos.
Ooh, oh,
But was
if
it
it's that
worth
for...
tearing Skyrim apart and maybe destroying the Empire? No. Ulfric will have a lot to answer for in the end. Nords have always supported the Empire, and the Empire has always been good for Skyrim.
Well, if that is all they're arresting people for, I shouldn't have any issues. But if that scope were to expand, we might have some problems. Forgive me, I'm not a particularly pious individual. Why are the Thalmor being permitted to run rampant arresting people for Talos worship? Seems a little, overbearing.
It's from that treaty that ended the Great War, remember? When the Emperor was forced by the Thalmor to outlaw Talos worship.
Ah, yes.
We didn't pay much attention to it when I was a boy. Everyone still had their little shrine to Talos. But then, Ulfric and his sons of Skyrim started agitating about it. Sure enough, the Emperor had to crack down, dragging people off in the middle of the night. One of the main causes of this war, if you ask me.
Nah, I can't understand why that would be. It's not a particularly good look to just haul people off midnight for what amounts to just religious worship. Yeah, I can see why that would rile some people up. Few more questions before I let you on with your day. First, water. Do you have any that I could have?
Of course.
Ah, thank you. Ah, nice. A water skin. You are too kind. Lastly, not that I anticipate needing or being proficient with it, but may I use or have access to your forge and other materials for general weapon maintenance? Probably won't be actually fabricating myself. Not exactly my forte.
I see no harm in it, if you have the skill. The grindstone will improve your weapons.
Okay.
Use the table to improve your armor. If you've got the raw materials, you can use the forge to make something new.
Very well. Well, I guess I have no further questions presently.
All right
Did
then.
you see a dragon? What did it look like? Did it have big teeth?
Yes.
Hush, John.
And
Don't
wings.
pester your cousin.
And it breathed fire. What are your plans? Care to accompany me to... accompany might not be the most apt term. I think... escort? Escort me to Whiterun?
It's nice to be back in a friendly spot, huh?
Sure.
Listen, I'm going to lay up here for a while. You can make your own way to Solitude from here. I'd recommend heading to Whiterun, just down the road from here. From there you can take a carriage to Solitude.
Can I not take a carriage from here to Whiterun? Or are we too off the beaten path? I know your uncle said over the bridge in north? Care to elaborate?
Just head north, you can't miss it.
Hmm.
It's the capital of Whiterun Hold, the biggest and the best of the 9 holds of Skyrim. But don't take my word for it.
Okay, well that's kind of all I have to do is take your word for it. I was under the impression that dragons were either extinct or myth. Am I missing something there?
So did I. If the
Good.
damn Stormcloak somehow found one, or woke it up, the war might be about to take an ugly turn. Hard to believe it was just a coincidence.
Stormcloaks.
The first dragon anyone's seen for centuries attacks just as Ulfric was about to be executed.
Strange, but you know how that sounds, right? They just happen to have a dragon. Like, it sounds absurd. You mentioned that they were, I think you referred to them as Stormcloaks. Ulfric. Oh, yes, I get it. Ulfric Stormcloaks, his followers. Makes sense.
Well, you didn't know? That was Ulfric Stormcloak and his top lieutenants.
Kinda new here. Yeah, I'm not particularly familiar with the current goings-on of Skyrim. You could say... this is my first day here.
Oh, right. You were caught trying to cross the border into Skyrim, weren't you? You're not kidding. Ulfric's the leader of the Stormcloaks.
Yeah.
You know, the traitors trying to break Skyrim away from the Empire.
I have a good idea of who they are. What I'm more confused about is how their leader got himself captured. Seems like poor form.
A masterstroke by General Tullius.
Mm-hmm.
He's only been in charge here for a few months, but he's turned things around for the Empire.
Okay.
We've been trying to catch Ulfric since the war started, but he always seemed to slip through our fingers, like he knew we were coming. This time, the General turned the tables on him. Ulfric rode right into our ambush with only a few bodyguards. He surrendered pretty meekly too. So much for his death or glory reputation. I thought we were taking Ulfric back to Cyrodiil, but I guess the General changed his mind. You know the rest.
That I do. I like to get perspectives. Who precisely are the Stormcloaks?
You haven't heard of the Civil War in Skyrim? I guess down in
a little bit.
Cyrodiil, people have other things to worry about.
Not
It's
wrong.
pretty simple. Ulfric founded the Stormcloaks years ago as a sort of private army to advance his ambitions.
Okay.
He's always used the ban on the worship of Talos to stir people up against the Empire. He never succeeded in getting much support, so a few months ago he murdered the High King. That got the Empire's attention.
Months. Well, yeah. That. Wait, hi. That. Right. That brings me back. So, he killed the High King, Torrig? Or was Torrig a Jarl? Not following your different titles and nomenclature. I guess it doesn't matter one way or the other. He killed some high important official and now everyone is peeved off. And your uncle mentioned something about I vaguely remember the Treaty Thalmor, Talos, ban.
I guess that wasn't such a big deal elsewhere in the Empire, but
No.
here it's caused a lot of resentment. Native son and all that. Even I'll admit it hasn't been the Empire's finest hour. But it wasn't like the Emperor had any choice, did he? If he hadn't signed the peace treaty with the Thalmor, they would have destroyed the Empire. Then where would Skyrim be? That's the part that Ulfric's supporters always conveniently forget about. Unless the Empire stands together, the Thalmor will destroy us all.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend type thing, right? So the enemy being the Thalmor, and the enemy of the Thalmor is Ulfric and his rebels. So in theory, you and the rebels should be friends to unite against the Thalmor. How do we not know the Thalmor are orchestrating all this to keep you all fractured and divided while they can just do what they will? You mentioned that I should join the Legion. Why? Do you think that would be in any way, shape, or form a good and proper idea?
Of course. I know today wasn't the best introduction to the Legion, but I
No.
hope you'll give us another chance.
No, it's not.
The Legion could really use someone like you, especially now. And if the rebels have themselves a dragon, General Tullius is the only one who can stop them.
There you go about the dragon being controlled by the rebels. And this Tullius having some sort of magical answer to defeat and kill a dragon. Your nephew, I think, has taken a few too many blows to the head. Alvor.
Dorothy, dear, I've been growing some really lovely vegetables. Maybe tomorrow you could
Additionally,
help me patch? What do you say?
as I now recall,
Well...
I do believe it was Tullius,
Let me guess.
as you call him,
You'd rather
who ordered my execution. It is not a,
or go fishing or
very proper way to begin a professional relationship. Now is it?
I don't blame you for being angry about it. I would be too in your shoes.
well,
But it was all a mistake. You weren't supposed to be on that cart with those Stormcloak traitors.
Yet I was.
And the Imperial Legion needs your help. Especially now, with that dragon out there somewhere and Ulfric back on the loose.
I'll, consider it. Can't promise anything. If you were able to somehow resolve differences, maybe unite against the Thalmor, I'd be more inclined. But I think a more middle of the road path awaits me. But that could change.
Sure, I understand. It's not easy to go from being executed by the Legion one day to joining up the next. But I think you'll see that the Legion is Skyrim's only hope for real peace right now. I know you'll make the right choice in the end.
Yes. In the end, I might. But also in the end, I might not. That's just the thing
what you
about
need, my friend.
ends. Is they
Within
tend
reason, of course.
to be the end. And as such, result in a noticeable lack
Did
of
you
proper
really see a dragon?
retroflexion upon one's
Be
actions prior to the end.
Make yourself at home.
Hello.
I'm spoken for, you know, so don't get any ideas.
Hadn't even crossed my mind. I'll take my leave. I do appreciate your hospitality.
Alva and I, we got a daughter. Little Dorothy.
I see. She is sitting right there. Again, I appreciate your hospitality, family of Hadvar, and you are asleep. Very well. Let us embark on a grand adventure. Or I think what would be more appropriate, a very well-earned and long rest, as it is apparently nighttime. What do we have? Riverwood Trader. Apparently they're still open. What do we got? Just blacksmith. Alright. Okay, well. Yes, Riverwood Trader probably does not do me any good in so as finding room and board. I don't recall seeing a bed available there, so it's mostly just food. But you, the Sleeping Giant Inn, that does sound like the sort of place I'm looking for. Additionally,
This is an ode to Skyrim's staunch protectors, the Imperials.
you
Are you
are
listening?
Hard not to.
The ale is going bad. We need to get a new batch. Did you
okay.
hear me?
Yep, ale's going bad.
We
I
drink
guess you
to
don't
our
have potatoes
youth.
in your ears.
There's a lot of buffoonery going on in here.
Fresh batches.
The age
Not
of
sure.
aggression
Come on in.
is
Just over the
about
fire.
done.
Take a seat and get the cold out.
We'll drive out the storm cloaks
Yeah.
and restore what we own.
Hello.
With our blood and our steel, we will take
I've just met you, and therefore will not be spotting you a drink.
down with Ulfric,
I have-
the killer of kings. On the
Very-
day of your death, we will drink and we'll sing.
Yes. Murder. Murder to murder fixes murder, right?
Sovngarde beckons
Hello.
everyone.
We got rooms and food.
Perfect.
Drink too. I cook. Ain't much else to tell.
But this land is
I
ours, and we'll
like you
see
already.
it wiped
Hello.
clean.
Need a room?
Scores
Talk to
that have
Delphine.
sullied our hopes and our
Okay. I happen to be in the line for work, particularly that of a scholarly or research orientation. I get the impression that it's not likely to come to fruit here, but do you know of any that might fit that particular parameter?
Here, take a look at this. Some of the Jarl's men came by and left this bounty letter.
Not precisely what I had in mind. Bounties. Generally, I'm not going to. Never mind. Rumors lately. You're a tavern barkeep, whatever your preferred title. You must hear quite a few rumors. Care to share?
There have been whispers. A boy up in Windhelm, name of Aventus Aretino, been trying to contact the Dark Brotherhood.
Why? Okay. Well, that is certainly a scandalous rumor. Anything else?
Looking at the Riverwood trader had his store broken into the other night. Oddly enough, barely anything's been stolen.
Interesting. I'm going to keep basking until I hear everything, I suppose. Could just do me the favor and tell me all at once.
Have you seen that shrine of Azura? They say the Dark Elves built it after they fled from Morrowind. Sight to see.
Okay.
They say a dragon attacked Helgen.
Yes.
Sounds like hogwash to me.
I was there. And I can confirm there was a dragon. It also flew over you.
We've got something of a love triangle here in Riverwood. Faendal and Sven, both vying for Camilla's affections.
Okay. Well. Yes. What,
We drink to our youth.
We got rooms and food. Drink, too.
could at least
I
play a
cook.
different song,
Ain't much else to
Bod.
tell.
About done. We'll drive out the storm
I'm
cloaks.
thirsty. But apparently hungry. So let's remedy that. That should be plenty. And apple pie. Couple tomatoes. Well, I hope she doesn't.
Down with Ulfric,
Give me a mug,
killer of kings.
Coming right up.
Hope you don't mind. I'm just gonna take a little peek. Fall from Glory by Nithellus Lidari. Thieves Guild. Yada yada yada. Not particularly engrossing. Anyways.
Children of Skyrim, and we fight
Tempting.
all our lives.
Madam?
You're that visitor been poking around.
I've been here for only a few hours. I've spoken to like 3 people. Wouldn't consider that poking around. But now that you mention it, yes, I shall poke around. Heard any rumors?
They say a dragon attacked Helgen. Sounds
Yes.
like hogwash to me.
So everyone keeps saying. Whatever. I need a room. I hope I have 10 gold.
Sure thing. It's yours for a day.
Cool. Apparently I had the money. Are you going to do me the kindness of showing me my... Apparently not. Well... Wonderful. I suppose you won't be of any help. Let's... Pardon? Nope, no one? I do hope this is mine. The Great War. A concise account of the Great War between the Empire and the Eldmeri Dominion by Legate Justinius Quintius. This seems to be of some use. 2 in the morning. Oh, gods. Very well. Why does she stare daggers into my back? And why does she unsettle me so? Pardon me, madam, but I would appreciate if I could just have my breakfast in peace. Speaking of breakfast,
We drink to our youth, today's coming.
what have I got? That bard needs to expand his repertoire. Fine.
For the age
All
of
right.
aggression is just about done. We'll drive out
Hello.
the storm cloaks and restore
Morning.
what
You're that
we
visitor
own.
been poking around.
Blood and our steel we take
Yes.
back
Goodbye.
our home. Down with Ulfric.
I'm the innkeeper.
Yes.
It's my business
On
to
the
keep
day
track of
of your
strangers.
death, we will drink and we'll
I've
sing.
gathered.
We're the children of Skyrim and we fight
Alas.
all our lives. So
Our grand adventure begins.
Stupid dog.
But which way? This way. Presumably? Maybe? Bridge, river, yes. I have found north. Hopefully, it is the only thing I find on this journey. Windhelm, Whiterun, Solitude, Markarth, Riften, Riverwood, Ivarstead, and Helgen. Well, Whiterun? That away. Here we come. Just a innocent bookkeep at a university who is not entirely prepared to fight wolves. Oh, I hit it. Ah. I am becoming quite what? Is that a magic wolf? Should I? You know, the more I progress along my path here, the more I dislike this country.